He had traveled through time and had become the 9th prince of the great Xia dynasty. But this identity had brought Lu Chen quite a few troubles. Lu Chen looked at the imperial edict in his hand and heaved a deep sigh. At that moment, a woman wearing a green long dress with a graceful figure entered the hall where Lu Chen was. Seeing Lu Chen's troubled expression, the woman consoled him. "Chenner, there's nothing dangerous about the north, and besides, being far from the capital city might actually be a good place for you." The woman's voice was gentle and crisp, like a spring breeze that touches one's heart. Lu Chen looked up at the woman before him, and the worries on his face were instantly swept away. The woman was named Chu Yuqin, and in the past she was a maid to his mother, but his mother had always treated her like a sister, so Lu Chen also called her Madame Chu. When Lu Chen was 10 years old, his mother passed away, and since then, it had always been Chu Yuqin who took care of him. He hadn't been in this world long before he regained the memories from his life on Earth. But those memories weren't of much help to him. Unlike the protagonists in novels who could do everything, aside from some common knowledge, he didn't know much about science and engineering, and he could hardly remember any ancient poetry. Even if he had memorized poetry every day in high school, by this time he had forgotten it all. So he was no different from ancient people. As for political matters, Lu Chen was completely clueless, but he knew one thing for certain. That was never to get involved in the struggle for the throne, otherwise, he wouldn't even know how he might end up dead. His mother was born into the aristocratic Chu family from the south, so if he wanted to get involved in the struggle for the throne, he wouldn't be entirely without support. Moreover, there had always been people trying to tempt him to vie for that position, but luckily, he was aware of his own limitations. The life he lived now with everything provided for him was actually not bad. He didn't need to take any risks. It was just a pity that he would soon have to head to the harsh and cold lands of the north to suffer. Perhaps it was because he appeared too inept, only knowing how to enjoy life. The emperor of the great Xia dynasty, his father, had used his coming of age as an excuse to arrange a marriage with Mu Zixuan for him and instructed him to govern North City. If it had been in the past, who knows how many people would have wanted to marry Mu Zixuan, the first talented woman of the capital city. But now it was different. Mu Zixuan's family had connections with a rebellious clan, and although the Mu family had produced a writ of protection against execution to save themselves, their family's status had plummeted. Anyone with the slightest political acumen knew that marrying Mu Zixuan would virtually eliminate any chance of becoming the crown prince. Lu Chen didn't care about the position of the crown prince. He was only concerned that the Mu family's connection with the rebellious clan might one day affect his comfortable life after marrying Mu Zixuan. Worried as he was, this was a marriage bestowed by his father the emperor, and he could not refuse it. He could only accept it. At this moment, the corners of Lu Chen's mouth turned up slightly, revealing a faint smile as he said, "Madam Chu, if I go to North City, won't you feel lonely here in the capital city alone?" Aside from being a maid to Lu Chen's mother, Chu Yuqin had another special identity. She came from the Chu family, and in front of Lu Chen, she represented the interests of the entire Chu family. However, once Lu Chen married Mu Zixuan and went to North City, it would mean he had completely lost the possibility of becoming the crown prince. The Chu family would no longer bet on him, and Chu Yuqin would likely leave him too. Chu Yuqin had reached the 9th grade in strength. In this world, there were not many 9th grade masters throughout the entire great Xia dynasty, and the Chu family wouldn't allow a 9th grade master to follow a useless prince. Chu Yuqin smiled and then replied, "If you go to North City, I will follow you there." Hearing this, Lu Chen was momentarily stunned. Lu Chen asked with puzzlement, "Madam Chu, are you sure you want to come with me to North City?" Chu Yuqin answered with a smile, "Of course, I promised your mother I would protect you for life. You're asking this question. Could it be that once you have a wife, you no longer want your auntie?" Lu Chen quickly said, "How could that be? I can't wait for you to come with me to North City, Madam Chu. Without you, I might not even be able to sleep." As he said this, Lu Chen glanced at Chu Yuqin. Chu Yuqin was 28 this year, yet still peerlessly graceful. Dressed in pale blue cloud attire, her unmatched beauty was flawless. with the snowy whiteness of her delicate face accented by a faint blush. She was pretty and delicate, with crystal-clear eyes like rippling springs. Her lips curved gently in a smile, serene with an almost watery tenderness. Her black hair was combed up in the back, twisted into a lofty style, with the scent of her fragrant hair cascading over her shoulders like willow threads in the breeze. The dark pearl on her jade hairpin set against her lustrous black hair shone brilliantly, and her pale blue cloud attire accentuated her exquisite figure with endless charm. Lu Chen's feelings for Chu Yuqin were rather complicated, but there was one thing he knew for sure. He craved her. If Chu Yuqin were to leave him, he would really hate to let her go. At that moment, Chu Yuqin spoke with indulgent affection. "All right, stop your teasing, and prepare for your wedding instead." A few days later, the North Prince Mansion was abuzz with excitement inside and out, with festoons and red lanterns hanging everywhere. Today was Lu Chen's big day, and nearly every official, whether close to Lu Chen or not, was present. After the wedding banquet had concluded, Lu Chen could hardly wait to get to the bridal chamber. Over the past few days, Lu Chen had made peace with it. No matter what crimes Mu Zixuan's family had committed, she was now wed to him, and there was no need for him to dwell on it too much. Now that Mu Zixuan was married to him, she was his princess, and just thinking about the rumors of Mu Zixuan being a great beauty excited him immensely. Unlike Chu Yuqin, although Lu Chen longed for Chu Yuqin, she had a special status after all, whereas Mu Zixuan had just become his wife, someone he could truly be with. Upon entering the bridal chamber, Lu Chen's gaze instantly locked onto the wedding bed. Seated on the bed was a woman, wearing a bright red bridal gown with her face covered by a veil. Although her face was concealed, her graceful figure already captivated Lu Chen's heart. On either side of the woman stood two maids, both very beautiful. In Lu Chen's former life, it would have been very difficult for him to marry a beauty like these maids. With a heart full of excitement, Lu Chen approached Mu Zixuan and took a jade stick from one of the maids' hands to gently lift the veil. The next moment, an exceptionally beautiful face came into view. Mu Zixuan looked like a fairy who had descended to the mortal realm, or the mysterious woman of the 9 heavens incarnate, leaving Lu Chen completely mesmerized. Blushing, Mu Zixuan said with a hint of shyness, "Darling, it's time to drink." Seeing Mu Zixuan's shy manner, Lu Chen could no longer hold back and pounced on her. The two maids were about to remind Lu Chen to drink the nuptial wine, but seeing that he had already commenced the nuptial rites, they quietly stood aside to serve. After an indeterminate amount of time, Lu Chen, holding Mu Zixuan in his arms on the bed, completely relaxed. Perhaps this was the life he had been longing for. But it was then that an unfamiliar woman's voice rang out. Ding. Congratulations, host, for obtaining your first wife and activating the system of lots of sons and lots of blessings. The newlywed gift pack has been issued. Would you like to claim it?